Michale Boganim, the director of Land Oblivion. Does anyone have any questions? Please raise your hands very high so we can see you, and try and keep them brief so we can get to as many as possible. Thank you. This gentleman right here. Yeah.
I'm curious about a lot of the scenes inside the zone. I'm curious to what degree were the interior locations sort of assembled for the movie or found, I guess. Like one of the striking things I saw was I think inside the library, inside the school, where there's sort of spectacular mess of books and bookshelves. Are there sort of places like that, or did you guys sort of construct those scenes?
No. It's all shot inside the zone. And as I said, the project started when I visited the zone. And it was for me very important to film in the location itself and to film this place that looked really amazing. Actually, this library really exists, and there is not only one library, there is like 2 or 3, and there is even more places. There is a theater and a cinema that are abandoned. I mean, I shot even more, but I couldn't put everything in the film. But no, it's very impressive, this place. Like you feel that time has been stuck, you know, and that everything remains the same. So all the scene that you are seeing in the film that are in the zone were actually shot in the zone. Nothing was recreated. Like in the film, there are people still living in the zone, like peasants mostly, that we call the color, I don't know, or people who even come back, people that were living in the zone and came back, not in Pripyat itself, but in the countryside, and there are also people who come from Tajikistan or from other countries in war to live in the zone because there is a lot of villages that are completely empty. There are a lot of houses empty, and there is a city called Gomel, which is in Belarus. It is very near the zone. It's fully working. There is school and there is a hospital and there is everything, and it's very contaminated, and a lot of children are sick. You know.
What was the experience like being on set? How did that feel?
It was quite complicated because, in fact, the contamination is not. It's not something homogenical. You know, it's not something like the whole zone is contaminated the same. There are places that are more contaminated than others. So it's like stain. You know, the contamination came mostly with the rain. With like stains. So there is part inside the zone itself where it's very highly contaminated, and part were not contaminated at all. So most of the time when we were shooting, we had an instrument and we were checking where we would shoot. And there are places where it was impossible. But like sometimes it was like a few meters, you know, like you are here, it's okay, and just there it's contaminated, you know. So it was very strange to feel like that because we are always like careful about it. You know, we could not be very free of where to put the camera and where to move. But there were always someone who was checking where we could move, you know. So it's very strange to make a film that way.
We have time for one more question. Yes, right here.
I'm curious about the tours. I don't understand. I were looking for a fun afternoon. I don't think I'd be taking a bus to your site. I don't understand the people that do it, the people that participate in it. Can you talk about that at all?
What do you mean by you don't understand? You don't agree or you don't understand?
I don't understand that it even exists and why people even go.
They go because it was because they are curious of one of the biggest tragedies in the 20th century, and it also was symbolic of the fall of communism, you know, and because Chernobyl mostly at the same time as the fall of communism, just after Gorbachev. And so when you're actually there in the zone, you are coming back in time, in communist time. Everything remains the same, you know, like you have the statue, and it will become maybe the only place where we find the traces of communism, because everything is going to disappear soon, because they are taking out all the statues, you know, in all Eastern Europe. They are taking out all the statue of communism and all the portrait of it, all gone, and they are taking out even more the remaining statues. So probably Pripyat would be the place where everything will remain completely intact, and it's something very strong to see that it's been stuck in time, and it's also ironical, of course, because it corresponds to the fall of communism, but still this place will remain as some kind of modern Pompeii, you know, of that time. And why people are doing that? Why doing it? Because you don't understand, because it's dangerous, or because actually it's not so dangerous to go for one day. It's you know, I mean, even when we were shooting there, if you stay for a certain period of time, it's not dangerous because it's known 20 years. What is dangerous is to live there for a long period of time. It's to stay there for months, like people who are coming back into the zone and living and eating. What is dangerous is to eat the food that is growing from the grass and from the earth, because that is still contaminated, and that will be contaminated forever, you know. And that's why it's not matter if you stay, like if you stay for one day in the zone, it's not something dangerous, but if you stay and live near the zone, even not in the zone, but like in Goma, the city which is nearby, which is not in the zone, but if you live there, and there are children who are right there, and who drink the milk of the cow who is contaminated, that's very dangerous. And they start checking the baby who are adding a lot of radioactivity inside the body, because they are just eating poison all the day. And nobody checks that because they are outside the zone, you know. And that's, you know, so the zone is quite something abstract and absurd in a way. It doesn't correspond to any reality.
Sorry, sir, yeah, this is our last one right here.
I don't want to ask, I just want to compliment you that you made a beautiful drama, and it's not a documentary film, because all the questions are going in one direction, and you are turning to be an ambassador of the disaster that happened over there. It was a very beautiful drama.
Thank you very much.
Everyone, thank you for